Alright, so I found a letter that I wrote to my past self a few months ago. I think it was like in like March or April. I wrote it and I posted it on Tumblr actually. You like you might be able to find it on there. Probably not. It's pretty far back, but I'm gonna read it because I found it and I kind of love it and I like reading it out loud. So and it helped me a lot to write this out. So I'm just gonna go for it. Sorry if I like fuck up. I didn't really like memorize it or anything. I'm reading it off my screen. But I think it's just a cool thing that I wrote that's helped me reflect back on like who I am and like what I'm doing with my life. So and what it means to be who I am. So, anyways, like something in my eye, but I'm not crying. All right, dear past me, you are a little kid, and Dad is pushing dolls on you and constantly calling you his little princess, and it's okay. It's not that big of a deal to you because you are just a kid and you know that if you kiss his cheek and bat your eyes that he will give you whatever you want, so it doesn't really matter what he's calling you. And though you don't really care what toys you play with, you would much rather get that Pokemon game than the dollhouse that mom is going to get you for Christmas. But it's okay. It's fine. You're a kid and you still manage to get covered in mosquito bites and mud, even though being dirty and having scraped knees isn't very ladylike. Now, it doesn't matter. When you grow up, you want to be a ninja and a part-time veterinarian. It's elementary school, and you get upset when your brothers make fun of you for picking the boy character on Animal Crossing, and you don't understand what the big deal is. It's just a boy, and boys are cool, and you want to be the boy. But you don't want to get made fun of, so you pick the girl character and brush it off because it's not that big of a deal. All the other girls in your grade like traditional girly things, and that's okay. You just know that you don't. You want to hang out with the boys. And when you shower, you take your long curly hair and mess it up on top of your head to make it look short, and you pretend to shave your face so you look just like your dad. Because your dad is cool. You don't really understand that much about gender, but you do get upset because you think that girls can only like pink and purple, but you like blue and orange. And that's okay because you can like blue and orange. You're a middle schooler, and trust me, everyone is this awkward in middle school. You think it's just you, but don't worry, everyone else is confused and feels weird about these changes that are going on, but something's a little different with you. Because when you think about these changes and you hear the word womanhood, you can't help but cringe and feel so wrong because you're not excited for anything that's going on. And suddenly you start to feel horrible about yourself. And you don't understand why, because it's not just because you're not stick thin and because you're not pretty like the girls in the magazines. It's because you kind of are starting to look like a girl, and that feels weird. It's going to be okay. Your self-esteem will be pretty low for a little bit, and that's not going to change for a while. But one day you will understand. So on those bad days, don't forget that your humor makes you shine, so crack a joke. It's going to be okay. You're now in high school. I know how much you're hurting. Because every time you look into the mirror, you see a stranger and you question, is this really who I am? Do I really look like this? And you think there's no way that this life that you're living is real because what you see in the mirror isn't what you feel and hear, and that's okay because you're confused and you're going to be confused for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing. There's nothing wrong with confusion. I know how jealous you are of all the boys in your school and how jealous you are of your older brothers because Their voices are getting deeper and their arms are getting bigger and they have short hair. And I know how badly you want short hair. So please, don't wait until you're 18 to cut your hair. I waited until I was 18 to cut my hair. I wanted short hair my entire life, but I was so afraid of not being loved by any boys that I didn't want to cut my hair. But finally, I realized that I was hating myself, and it's more important for me to love what I look like and to love myself than it is for any high school boy to care about what I look like and to love me. So love yourself, because you don't need those boys to love you. Cut your hair and stop cutting your arms. Love yourself. Please don't wait until you're 18. Enjoy what it's like to be a kid and enjoy what it's like to be a teenager, and do it while loving yourself, because you can't relive these years and you're wasting them hating yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that who you are is wrong. You're so afraid to be seen as different that you're spending your life suppressing who you really are. You put on makeup and wear a dress, but it feels like cross-dressing. And yes, it's nice to feel pretty every so often. You know at the end of the day that's not who you are, so why are you trying so hard to be someone you're not? You still know that something is wrong, but you don't really get it. But be prepared for your junior year, because you will have a conversation with someone who will open your eyes and make you realize that gender is different than sex, and gender is a spectrum, and that you lie somewhere on that spectrum different than what your chromosomes have been telling you. And you'll learn really what the word transgender means, and finally things will start to make sense. You will spend hours online researching what it means to be trans, and finally you will realize that there's a word out there that means what you feel, and you will realize that who you are in here is much more important than what your body is. You'll be scared as fuck, but it's going to be okay. Because you will find people who will love you for who you are, and you will find people who will accept you for who you are. You've faced confusion your entire life and just passed yourself off as a tomboy, but finally you realize it's so much more than that. And now you'll finally understand why. To my past self, just remember to stay strong and to have hope, because better things will come. And trust me, one day you will realize that the man who you are is just beneath the surface, and you are the one in charge of when he gets to be set free. You are a strong guy. I am a strong guy. And I finally fucking realize it. And I know you will in time finally understand that. I hope I'm making you proud. Love always.